Tonight I want to share to you a story about a thief. It's part of the Passion and Crucifixion story. I know a lot of you are thinking, well, Easter was last Sunday. Well, Easter's every Sunday. It's one of the reasons we worship on Sundays. So we can continue the Easter story every Sunday. The passage we're going to be reading out of is from the Gospel of Luke, chapter 23. While you take a moment to turn there, I'll give you a little bit of background. If you were here this morning, Pastor Timothy spoke to us out of the book of Acts. That was kind of the sequel book to the book of Luke. Same author wrote both. As Pastor told us this morning, we believe that he was a physician. He was very meticulous in his writing. And he took a lot of time in making sure that he got everything as close and as word for word as possible in his gospel. You will find in the Gospels, especially the Synoptic Gospels, and I'm throwing out a probably big church word there that some people might not be familiar with. There's 4 Gospels. Matthew, Mark, and Luke we call the Synoptic Gospels because they're pretty similar. They tell relatively the same thing. And of the Synoptic Gospels, the story of the 2 criminals on the cross is given in all of them. And I've put up the references to Matthew and Mark where you can find them as well. But there's something unique about Luke's account. And we'll get into that after I read the passage. And I would ask that you all stand out of respect as we read from the Word of God. Luke 23, starting in verse 39, says, "One of the criminals who hung there hurled insults at him. 'Aren't you the Christ? Save yourself and us.' But the other criminal rebuked him. 'Don't you fear God?' he said, 'since you are under the same sentence? We are punished justly, for we are getting what our deeds deserve. But this man has done nothing.' Then he said, 'Jesus, remember me when you come into your kingdom.' Jesus answered him, 'I tell you the truth, today you will be with me in paradise.'" Dear Lord, we just thank you for your holy word. We thank you for its guidance in our life, and each little tidbit of it has something powerful to tell us. And I just pray that your Spirit is in this room tonight, as we know it always is, and that you would open our ears to listen to your word, but more importantly, open our hearts to hear your word. Amen. We find in the Gospel of Luke